Howdy, Banger Pals. Blaine Smith welcoming you to another Overkill Reviews, Bangers Weekly metal review show. You've been seeing a lot of me lately. Someone calls in sick. They bring in your boy, because I'm always willing to cut out a video for you. Turns out Chet Hanks was right. It is a white boy summer. So yes, I got the call, hey, we need a review right quick, and the Night Eternal released Cold Velvet today, August 21st on Metal Blade, so why not bang out one for that? Formed in Germany in 2018, this is a heavy metal band I've had my eyes on since their 2021 debut full-length. I featured their second album in Metal Monthly in 2023.
It's fantastic.
And now they're up in the big leagues, batter up on Metal Blade. So let's go from Metal Monthly to Overkill Reviews with that, shall we? Yes, that was the short bio. I don't know. They're just a great heavy metal band from Germany with a pretty stable lineup. What do you want me to say? They're hot, I guess? Is that an interesting factoid? If you hadn't heard them before, the Night Eternal are a band that's very much part of the same wave as Idle Hands. Fine, I'll say Unto Others. They both even released their debut albums in the same year. Two records I very much liked. It's that type of gothic heavy metal that's very emotive. We could probably shorten the genre to something like emo heavy metal. No, actually, you know what? No, let's not do that. It's very much that good stuff with the ability to give me that feeling in my chest, you know? There's certain songs that can really just make you feel something. This is a sign not just of quality, but commitment. I feel like a band has to be really genuine to pull something like that off on even one song, let alone across 3 full albums. No real burying the lead here. A big part of this is obviously Ricardo Baum. He's a phenomenal vocalist who's only getting better, and it's not just on a technical aspect that he's so great, though he's got no deficiencies there, obviously. The emotive nature that's at the core of their sound is at the core of his vocals, allowing his stuff to hit harder than just some skilled heavy metal vocalist. This emotion also allows them to sing lines that others wouldn't be able to. If another band had a song called Caught in a Spell, it would come off as overdone and played out. But because they sound fully committed to it, you don't go, oh, good, another song called Caught in a Spell. It's like the way a good politician can say something and you can actually believe them when they say it. They're Mamdaniing their band, I guess. There's also a smartness to the band in that, again, Don't Look Back, not the most original title, but you call the song Eurydice and then it looks like you're putting in the effort to make a song called Don't Look Back. But this is true from top to bottom. Everything they work on works so well together, and everything has that in it. Like, everyone sounds like they're doing their whole damn job, and this is a minute into the album. While the sound obviously invites the Unto Others comparison. Thankfully, in 2026, that comparison ends there. They might both be on their 3rd album, but the Night Eternal did not do what Unto Others did for release number 3. The sound they refined on Fatale is very much here, and no one is talking to me about butterflies, which I very much appreciate. You take a song like Eurydice, and by a minute and a half into the track, it sounds like they've already built it up enough to cut it right there, but they switch up the tempo, bring in a solo before closing it out with that big energy again. The bump up to the bigger label, thankfully, did not come with a needless desire to rethink the whole project. They have attempted to, add texture and complicate songs a bit more, but at the core of it, this is the band that they were before they signed a Metal Blade contract, which shouldn't be a thing, I have to say, but boy, howdy it is. Why do people get popular for doing a thing and not keep doing the thing that made them popular? The things I love are intact, like Alistair Prackle, who's just a killer drummer. He's got a really great touch at higher BPMs when more is going on. He just feels lighter in his hits, which for a drummer normally would be like, oh, wouldn't you want these nice powerful hits? But he's just giving the drums a little kiss as he speeds across them because he's got places to be. It adds an effortlessness to his drums that, I don't know, just something about him that gives him a unique flair. There's this awesome part on Shape of Sorrow where he's going off with the guitar solo, and then after it ends, he's still adding so much flair to the chorus when it comes back. It's one of my favorite moments on the whole record. Like a dun 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 dun, because it's me and I can't just like things, can I? Unfortunately, this record doesn't feel as fast as their previous entries, and if you know me, that's gonna be a knock against it. You play mid-tempo, I'm gonna be in a review saying it's mid. I say feel because I do go back and forth on whether it is actually that much slower, but there are parts in songs where I go, oh yeah, look at how totally slow this song is. But might actually just be a slow part that's lingering in my mouth, lingering in my ear. What might actually be happening is maybe it's just that there's like a bit of fat on songs that need trimming. I think they have a few parts that can sag a little, like The Veins of Time has these kind of lower energy sections where it's like breathy talking instead of Ricardo's full-chested singing that aren't really what I signed up for and make a song having a 5-minute runtime kind of drag. The other contributing factor is that Caught in a Spell was the first song I heard because the video is a guy in full plate riding a motorcycle. That's amazing. I was like, oh man, this song is gonna rule. But then it's maybe one of the slowest things they've ever recorded, and it just kind of left a taste that I brought into the record, especially because, as I mentioned, I do love Alistair's drumming so much, and I don't get the full experience when he's not playing as fast, so it's a bummer to confine him to slower, more basic stuff. Also, minor aside, what happened with the album cover? This is some random Euroband that's playing at 1 p.m. in an open air. It's got no character. Their previous 2 records had great album covers. Their kind of mascot is back, but he's completely Rizless this time around. I do not enjoy it. In a similar way that their conviction grants them access to, lyrics and song concepts, this also helps mitigate a smidge of my disappointment with the slightly slower pace of the album. In a similar way that like a Death Doom record can be slower than a death metal record but feel more intense, the intensity with which they perform everything brings that same effect. The same song that loses my attention is also able to grab it back at different parts, so there's no turn up your nose at it, complete dud, dive for the skip track button. On some listens, the parts that come out of the parts that I don't like on Veins of Time totally grab me. And I think Caught in a Spell was a weird ass choice for your big single with your super cool music. Yeah, it's a guy in full armor riding a motorcycle. That would be challenging. And also, it reminds me of my great friend Fell Omen, who does the same thing. the big 7-minute album closer starts too slow, but has a great bit of solo-y riffing under the vocals and a big crescendo to close it out that makes me forget we took a little time to get here, and I sometimes don't even remember it's the same song that I'm listening to when I get to the end. Everything that everyone does just feels like they're doing it with too much talent and too unique of a sound to make an actually bad song. Like, a song that starts boring builds to this. What's going on?
Among the ashes of their dreams on crimson road, and in the dead of night they dance on crimson road. They call their signs and signs when falling can be thrown. With the fire takes, the shadows keep alive, and the embers stop. Silent voices rise. What the fire takes, the shadows keep alive. Relentless are the echoes of the fallen sky.
I liked Moonlit Cross. It wasn't in Metal Monthly, but it was one of those, this is a band I'm going to keep an eye on. And it felt like on Fatale, they found the perfect formula for their sound. And then I was like, hell yeah, that's, boom, in. They've maintained a lot of what made Fatale seem like such a level up from Moonlit Cross. And they're still driving with the same intensity, but I think they let their foot off the accelerator a bit. Not album-wide, but on enough songs that it blunted my excitement a little bit. Their best songs are still absolute hits, but my desire for the full album experience here is not as high as just hearing those tracks. I appreciate the effort to add texture with tempo variety, and it does work when it works, but can we just turn the whole album just a little bit faster, please? It sounds like a low score. I'm conflicted about the score because those slow parts bump it down. It's just there's such a big range between saying 3.5 and 4, and I don't feel like it's a 4, but I feel like it's a really good 3.5. So when I say it's 3.5, please understand that I'm still recommending this record. I still enjoy this record, and I still very much enjoy this band. The internet has warped our brains where we think 3.5 is a 0. It's crazy. It's a good record. It's an enjoyable record. I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 skulls that have nothing to do with butterflies. 7 out of 10. It's a good score, but you give something 3 out of 5 and people will be like, wow, you hated this. And it's like, what? No. But before you go, of course, it's shout out time. We're still, it's August 24th. I have reached deep in my bag of tricks to bring you Metal Monthly and reviews and to keeping up with the punks. I have one band left in here for you. They're good. They're good. And crazily, it's more thrash. I couldn't include them in Metal Monthly because then it would have been 3 thrash bands and that would have been crazy. But please take a little thrash with you as you go. It's Cobrafuma, Droga Total on Lovers and Lollypops. Comes out today, August 21st. So crossover thrash enjoyers, you're eating good this month. Everybody else, we're making do with what we got. We've got food, but we're rationing. And that's it for me again. Let me know in the comments below. Are you sick of me yet? I'm back next week, but I'm slightly diluted. Ooh, what does that mean? See you then.
Stop speculating for good.